Well, hello everybody and welcome to One Raceway for this, the opening round of the Osborn's Transport HQ Holden Championship. Joining me, Daniel Beckinsale, in commentary is Dave Amor. Dave, looks like it's going to be some fantastic racing to start the season.
Certainly is. Round one for New South Wales, absolutely fantastic. Good to see. Jared Harbour has put it on pole. He's pushed Brett Osborn back in a second position. Osborn's Transport, as you can see there, the blue car is the number one car, is Brett Osborn. Right beside him is little Johnny. And also we go right through the pack all the way. We've got a fairly good field here of 19 cars. Like you said, we're back. We're back at long last at Wakefield Park, Holden, you know. It feels like years. It's almost been 26. It's almost been 26 months, mate.
Yeah,
it's been a while, but it's absolutely fantastic. The facilities, the track, the maintenance, the change, the update. Wow, have they spent some money here?
It's definitely a fantastic place to come and visit, and thank you to One Raceway as well for hosting us this weekend. They've pulled out all the stops to make sure that everybody can be as comfortable as possible for the first weekend back, and don't these HQs look absolutely resplendent. You can see there Johnston on screen, Parker just in front of him. I think that's a change of livery for Johnston as well for this year.
Yes, it is, yep.
He's changed it up. We'll have to keep an eye out for a red car now. The rest of the field coming through as well. It's been a bit of a topsy-turvy qualifying session. As you said earlier, Osborn not on pole, which we had a chat about off air before the day started, and Dave, you were hoping that Osborn wouldn't be on pole, so he had to battle his way through a little bit, and looks like you got your wish, and I missed out on that one.
Well, mate, it was absolutely fantastic. Now, Harbour's car, have a look at it. Okay. 202. Yeah. Perfect number for HQ. Everyone knows that. Brett Osborn, Johnny Baxter, Dave Poglio, he's in the new car. He's no longer got those funny-looking colours on his car. Dave Poglio, 39 car. Right behind him, we've also got Deering. Keep an eye on him. Johnny Baxter, but we've also got father and son.
Yep.
Okay. And of course the young blokes in front of the old man.
And they've gone with the same colours this year just to confuse me a little bit more as the revs rise and we launch for the first time in season 2025 in the Osborn's Transport HQ Holdens. It's Harbour and Osborn down into turn one. It looks like Harbour's going to have the racing line. It's all about momentum now through turns 1 and 2. There's no real hard break. You can see we're working hard. The Kender is already squealing as everybody pushes as hard as they can through turns 1 and 2, and it's Harbour who is going to lead us up the hill for the first time.
Certainly is. We've got the Kender tyres, we've got the Pettis suspension and 3-speed gearboxes, 355, screaming at around about 5,800 revs down into the new turn 1. And the track is longer, but the speed and the upkeep of the track is absolutely magnificent. You can certainly see it. The upgrades are here, there, everywhere. Talking to the drivers, David, yep, it's real good. The fish hook's quite nice, over the top's quite nice. Coming onto the front straight, yeah, she's different. Side by side.
Oh, Deering and Parker.
Deering parking there. Oh, Deering's gone wide. That's normally, hang on to it. Put a couple of pumps of grease into the elbows there. And also Mark Baxter now has gone up the inside there at Deering. Deering's gone back 1, 2.
No.
Deering is wide. Deering's a loose cannon at the moment, the number 4 car.
He's going back as quickly as he went forward, didn't he? As he got a little bit on the dirt there and just lost all those positions, trying to run around the outside of Ashton Parker, who was having none of that, as now Baxter moves his way into second place in the race. So he will now, third place in the race even. Thank you for that, Dave. Okay, glad you can count. I can't.
That's obviously. All right, mate. I'm just making sure my fingers were at the right angles for you. But we've got Harbour there, the 202. Brett Osborn's keeping him honest. But you know, Brett Osborn's got the number 1 because in Tasmania we had the HQ Nationals last year at Baskerville, and New South Wales finished first, second and third, and Brett Osborn once again was able to take out the Nationals. So absolutely brilliant. Dave Poglio is back into 4th position in the 39 car.
I tell you what, Poglio in a white car is hard for me to get my head around after so many years of a wrap job that had lines and things all over it. As now they come through, the dust left from Deering. Harbour is feeling the pressure from Osborn, but it doesn't look like there's a way he can get through yet. And just look at the pace that Baxter's had. He is close right up onto the back of these guys on the entry to that final slingshot corner. They're now, I guess, starting to term it because it's all about momentum onto the straight. And it looks like Osborn's got it to the outside, though. It's going to be a tough run at 1 and 2.
He certainly is. Can Osborn go round the outside, There's a song about that, but I don't think so. The 202 car there, Equity Views car, has just gone bang, mate. She's my spot. I put it on pole, and I want to lead this race for as many laps as possible. Johnny Baxter has certainly come right up behind his teammate there. I've bred Osborn there, the number 1 car, Osborn Transport. Beautiful looking delivery cars, and once again Osborn, the major sponsor for New South Wales. But don't forget all the other sponsors, the front number plate, the rear number plate, everyone on the guards. It's absolutely fantastic to see. There's 2 new people that have come on board for sponsoring the HQ's New South Wales, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's good to see the category going from strength to strength, and the presentation of the cars keeps on lifting as well. I know a lot of people sometimes wonder, how are these cars still racing as now? I think Osborn's got the overlap. He's worked it out onto the back, well, I guess you call it back kinky straight. I don't know what you'd name that anymore. But he's got down the inside of Harbour, and they're going to run side by side through the final corner onto the main straight. This is how you make a move at the new one Raceway, and Osborn may well make this stick. We'll see if Harbour's got the drive. He does. I'll tell you what, he's got that 202 singing out in front.
He certainly has. He's just found a new way to come onto the front straight, actually. Brad Osborn went out a bit wide and certainly hit that ripple strip, which slowed the momentum of that car down. Now they're side by side. But Harbour, that thing has got some mojo. It certainly has that 202. Single carby. They all run the same camshaft, ladies and gentlemen. So they all get checked, measured and sealed. Absolutely brilliant. Brad Osborn. Oh, no, he hasn't. No, Harbour's got a much better line. Brett is trying absolutely everything. He hasn't got number 1 on the car for no reason. He's trying different lines, and Harbour keeps on coming back. Equity Views car, if you want repairs done to your house. Oh, mate, why did he do that for? Commentator's curse. Back to 4th position. Have to keep an eye on this now. Brett Osborn out in front, but Harbour will definitely come back.
I was just thinking that's the 47
McKay there, McClay.
So going off.
He's got problems. David Poglio in the 39 car. He's had handling problems with that all weekend. I've been selling him bits and pieces. So we finally got it going. So it's good. He's into 3rd position at the moment, the 39 car. That was the ex-Shane Cox car. Dave Poglio damaged a few cars last year, but he's got that car up and going. His other car is still in the panel shop. Glenn Deering, here we go again. He's gone all the way back, Glenn Deering. He's got issues or problems. So Brett Simpson there, and also his son. Another father-son team there for the Deerings. We've got Jake and also Glenn. Glenn's got problems.
Yeah, he's definitely slowing onto the main straight. Just before he slipped off there, I was thinking Harbour is making it the hardest as we go safety car. Yellow flags are out. Safety car rolling out on the track. You can see there at turn 1. So somebody's gone off. It might still just be
I reckon that's McClay there.
I just could see, there he is. There was dust up in the air, it looked like, at turn 1, so I wasn't sure if somebody touched the gravel or something like that out there on the exit. But I was just thinking about Harbour probably made that one of the hardest passes that Osborn's had to do in the last couple of seasons of HQ racing to get to the lead of the race. He worked on him for 2 laps. And I don't think there was contact down through the fishhook. It looked like Harbour just pushed so hard down into there that he slid a little bit wide, and now he has some more work to do with Proglio. Of course, huge thanks to Osborn's Transport for their support of the HQ Holden Championship in 2025 and all the other fantastic sponsors. Make sure to get online, check out their Facebook page, check out all of the ways you can keep up to date with HQ Racing, including the weekly or bi-weekly, or sometimes it's on HQ Extra, which the guys do a lot of work behind the scenes to promote HQ Racing as well. So Bucko and Healy, get on there and talk up what's going on in the world of HQ. So if you want to know more about what's happening here, make sure to check that one out. They've had you on there as well, Dave. You've kept them up to date.
Yeah, well, they certainly have, mate. It's absolutely fantastic and good to see. But, you know, like Brett Osborn, his car is normally on rails, and watching it, mate, it wasn't. So
it was
Brett
sliding, wasn't it?
Yeah. Brett's at 110%.
He's working hard.
And working very, very hard. Those Kenda tyres for their 8th year now in HQ racing, absolutely brilliant with the HQ, you know, tyres on the side of it. They look like the NASCAR tyres, everything else like that. Really brings the dressing of the cars up to absolutely awesome. So,
it does. buff them up and go again, and you're all good.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. So they're a tyre you buy from Highway Tyres. Yep. Then I get a heap of them. We buff them. We buff them down to around about between 2.5 to 3 mil. All depends what the car owners want. Why do we buff them? To make them last longer and go faster, ladies and gentlemen. A full wet tyre moves the tyre around, blows the rubber out on the tyres, so we machine them down, literally like a lathe.
Yep.
We cut that rubber off of them on the rim. So what I do is unload them off the truck, put them on the floor. Then I cut all the plastic off them. Then I mount them. Then I buff them. Then I take them back off, load them into my truck. Then I bring them to the track. So it's 7 times I touch that. I touch that Kenda tyre, but absolutely brilliant, value for money, and all the Kenda tyre range is absolutely brilliant. But Petter's suspension, what Petter's put on your mum and dad's car or your 4-wheel drive, it's a good shock. It's the red ones, so it's a performance shocker. You go standard, you go to comfort, then you go to a Petter shocker, and it's absolutely brilliant. We've been racing Petters for almost 20 years now, and we've had a fantastic run, so thank you, Petters. Value for money, and that's what HQ Racing's all about. Affordable excitement. The tyres, the shockers, like I was saying, 3-speed gearboxes. What we've done with the HQ Holdens is we took all the interior out, so the hood lining's gone, the back seat, and the 2 seats. We put a race seat in there, a harness, a roll cage, the suspension kit and everything else of that. So a HQ race car is around about your $12,000 to $20,000. Why is the difference? Just like buying a new car. It comes with added extras, or it comes with history.
Yeah.
And you buy a car off an Osborn or a Stootman or Williams or Dart Racing, whatever. Those cars have got history. You know they're a good car, and you can go buy them. It's affordable excitement. If you want to go racing tin top, bring your mates along, have a car trailer and all the rest, value for money, go get an S2 licence, get a CAMS licence, AASA licence, do some practicing. Righto, then go get your licence, and then let's go racing with your mates. And that's what HQ Racing's about. It's right at the start of grassroots motorsport. The 202 Holden single carby.
Yep.
And, we've got these things absolutely fanging around the tracks.
They do sing, that's for sure.
Drive it like you stole it.
And a lot of the guys do. They definitely push it. And make sure as well, if you're in New South Wales or even any other state, the HQ National Championships are coming to the ARDC SMSP at the end of the season. We're green flag this lap, so Osborn's got the pace. But make sure August 22 to 24, I believe, are the dates. Get down to Sydney Motorsport Park and check out what will be 2 days of the best HQ races from around the nation, trying to chase down that man out in front, Osborn. He has got a couple of national championships under his belt, a couple of state championships under his belt. He's the man to beat in HQ Racing around the nation at the moment as we go back to green flag racing yet again.
Yeah, he certainly is. But don't forget, at Sydney Motorsport Park, New South Wales HQs are racing in March. We've just been told that our race 2 now is also in March, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
The 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there, you'll be able to tell me, mate. You're good with that computer.
I'll find it on my calendar.
Yeah, please do that, mate. Make sure you're on the right calendar. But as they come screaming through the officials, through the S's over the top there, Mark Baxter, we've got Johnson there in the 10 car, the new delivery. We've got Darren Parker there. Now, both Parker's cars are the same colours. So we've got Aston, which has got the single headlight. There it is, number 40. Dad's got the twin headlight, which is the GDS model. You could say the premier model. So the Sun's out in front. The Sun's doing absolutely fantastic there in 5th position. We've got Osborn's Transport, 1st and 2nd. We've got the King, you might as well say, Brett Osborn. Then we've got little Johnny right in behind him. Then we've got Dave Pogo. Listen to those Kenders screaming. We've got a bit like a Thunderdome, you could say, coming out of the last corner there. And we're pit entry there on the left. Darren Parker right over the boot lid there of Johnson.
He's working hard on the back of Johnson, isn't he, as he's trying to get past. Then he has to get up the road to try to get to Ashton, who's starting to put pressure on the back of Harbour and Proglio here. They're dropping away from the 2 leaders. The Osborn cars, we've seen it over many seasons. What they'll do is they'll just put their heads down and try to open up a gap before they fight it out for the win. But with 2.5 minutes left on the clock, there's probably not a lot of time to start pushing away. August 30, 31 is when you need to be at Sydney Motorsport Park for the best HQ racing you'll see, with all the national competitors making the journey to one of Australia's premier tracks. So
45 to 50 cars, mate. 45 to 50 cars.
It's going to be big.
There'll be cars coming from all over Australia, and don't forget little Tassie. I'm sure there'll be 3 or 4 of those guys coming through to have a go. Plenty of guys come from Western Australia. They bring a truckload. Queensland brings a truckload. Victoria, I'm sure, will be pushing for at least 6 or 8 of those guys to come through because, mate, it's a beautiful looking trophy on the mantelpiece. So what can Harbour do here with Dave Poglio? Dave Poglio, like I said, has been having issues with his car. It seems to be going all right. The Harbour car there is very, very quick. He put it on pole, but Harbour's having issues trying to get past Poglio at the moment as they're screaming 5, 6, 5, 7 down into turn 1. Oh, they're screaming, but it's the Kenders.
He's got to the inside and then run a little bit wide between 1 and 2. That's going to give Poglio the run back up the hill. It's interesting how much you notice now, more than ever, in the HQs here at One Raceway. It is all about momentum. Momentum is what will slingshot you past somebody. You can see Ashton Parker has come right up to the back of these guys because he could just focus on how he was getting through 1 and 2. Poglio drops a wheel on the run down the hill as he's trying to push harder to open up that gap to Harbour and try to make himself have a little bit of breathing room. Of course, the Osborn's Transport New South Wales HQ Holdens here at One Raceway. It's fantastic to be back at One Raceway. Thanks to them for putting on an amazing looking circuit here today for us at this, rural New South Wales venue, I guess you could call it. And all the HQ boys tonight will probably head to the Astor, share stories of the race meeting, share stories of what's going on, and get back out and after it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, mate, there's a lot of stories that will happen at the Astor, I can guarantee you that, over many, many years, and definitely tonight. And that's what's so good about the New South Wales HQ, guys. You will see every competitor there for tea. Catching up and everything else like that. It's a massive big family. It's a get-together. They stay together all the time. Mate, what was that? Half a can of paint between them then?
It's a fantastic view, isn't it, to see how they push down through 1 and 2 now. And now Harbour trying again to the outside at 3. He's got the left-hander if he can make it stick like Osborn did to him. But no, Poglio's aware of it. He carried a little bit more mid-corner pace, dropped it across the front of Harbour. You could see that he didn't make the apex at 4, but didn't need to worry about that once he'd closed off turn 3. And now he makes this run, this constant radius right-hand corner down the hill. It puts a lot more energy through the car than it looks like on the TV screens as Harbour loses the rear again. It's like what he saw before.
Harbour's got a problem. Has he got a puncher? I don't know yet. But he certainly loses it now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's at least 34, if not 36 degrees. You know, the camera is telling you that it's a warm day, but the UV is right up there, I can tell you that. I'm sweating here in the commentary box. We've got no air conditioning.
I was going to say, we haven't given you air conditioning this weekend, Dave, so you have to deal with that as Osborn wins the opening round race of the opening round. Baxter in second. Unfortunate for Harbour, he's dropped all the way back to 5th. Poglio comes across the line, and you're going to see Ashton Parker pick up a top 4. He's so close to the podium. We saw it at the end of last season as well. He was right there, just couldn't bring it home as we go back to Deering further down the field, still putting pressure on Johnston.
No, that's the other car, the same one there, Smith. So
Smith.
Yep, so it's absolutely fantastic. But I'll tell you what, he's gone all the way back. Glenn's got an issue, got a problem with that one there as well. So, and then we also got Brett Simpson there, also coming all the way through. So
here's Johnston.
There's Johnson there. But there's 2 red cars, mate. Right?
Red cars with black on the boot.
Yeah, they're almost exactly the same colour, red
hard
too.
To tell.
So
that thing almost
Johnson's
seems like
had
it's
issues
rolling.
as well. So
I'm not sure that's under its own power anymore. You'll just roll that to the end of the pit lane exit, I would expect. But geez, for the opening race of the round and the year, they definitely put on a show. I'm looking forward to Harbour getting back up there and hopefully taking it to Osborn yet again. He has the pace. He just can't get it stopped down into the fishhook. A little bit too much rear brake potentially he needs to work on, as we see Deering limping to the line as well. So a bit of walking wounded at the back of the field for the Osborn's Transport HQ Holden Championship. Dave, thanks for joining me in commentary for this first race. We'll see you again tomorrow.
For sure, mate, and I really appreciate it. And thank you all for listening. And don't forget, Blendline TV is grassroots motorsport, and congratulations to you, your company and your people that put this on for everything to happen and to see everything. And I understand you've got a lot of things happening this year, and let's hopefully it goes better for you. So good luck and thank you.
We just love being part of the motorsport as we round out the Osborn's Transport HQ Holden opening race here at One Raceway. They'll be back tomorrow, Sunday, with 2 more races. Next up on the Blendline coverage, it's improved production. They're down on the dummy grid. We're going to have a really short break here, and we'll be back on the other side with more action.
Well, welcome to One Raceway here in Goulburn for the HQ's Race 2, proudly brought to you by Osborn's Transport. Joining me, me being that guy, Dave Amor. How are you, Dave?
Fantastic, that guy, Wayne Ely. It's fantastic to see you here, mate. And you weren't here yesterday. Fantastic race, good qualifying. Jared Harbour had a bit of a braking issue and done a head gasket early this morning on his car. But once again, Brett Osborn has come out as number 1.
He started the season as he left 24. And I must say I did miss it, but the fantastic coverage from Blendline TV made sure that I got the best coverage that we could see for grassroots racing. How good is Blendline TV for HQ Racing? They just bring out the best in our category and gets everyone to see what HQ Racing is all about.
Yep, that's for sure. You see on the bottom of the screen here, ladies and gentlemen, Osborn's Transport. This is their 10th year in being the major sponsor for New South Wales. Thank you, Osborn's Transport, boys from the bush. Absolutely brilliant. On camera, we can see the 2 brothers, you might as well say, the 1 and the 51. We've got Osborn and Baxter. Dave Poglio done extremely well. That's a fairly new car. He's had issues with it on Friday. Jared Harbour is in 5th. Then we've got the young gun, Aston Parker, there in the 26 car. Keep an eye on him. So we're coming around to start to grid up. And this is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. Darren Parker there, in the 26 car. Ash Parker is in the 40 car. And they're painted identically. Father, son, just like the Deerings. Father and son.
Exactly.
Just like you, that guy and your son.
Absolutely. Deering had an issue yesterday. I'm not sure what that was, but
it was a fan belt. The fan belt come off it, and he was able to limp it home for 4 laps with no fan belt, just putting around.
Jason Johnson was doing this. It was the same. I can see Peter Simonson there trying to work out where he goes. There we go. We're coming up to the start very shortly. As you can see, 2 Osborn cars are on the front grid.
Who will get the real good start? Will the father-son combination go? Dave Poglio, will Jared Harbour get an absolute rip-roaring start and try and dive down the inside, through the middle, around the outside? Turn 1's, turn 2. Very, very different here at One Raceway. Away we go.
Away we go. Looks like Johnny Baxter got a pretty good start.
Ripper,
side by side.
Ripper.
Jared Harbour, great start. Poglio, even better start too. He's going to hold out Ash. That means Ash is going to get pushed out wide there because Jared Harbour's just going to come right up the inside and take that spot.
Yeah, it looks like little Johnny.
Johnny Baxter's gone wide as. So is Ash Parker. Some great racing here in the new formation of the track. There we go. Yep. Johnny Baxter taking the lead off Brett Osborn. So Brett Osborn's now got all the work to do. Dave Poglio has been patiently waiting as he did yesterday, waiting for the mistakes, and he capitalised on those mistakes.
Beautifully presented cars, and if you have a look, ladies and gentlemen, there are sponsors all on the guards of these HQ Holden. So New South Wales has got 8 sponsors, I understand, that are on the car. Also, the number plates are different from front to rear. There's a new sponsor come on, Johnson, as well there. So JRT Excavations, which is absolutely brilliant. But have a look. Here comes Harbour there, and a beautiful, pretty lime green car.
Absolutely, that car is immaculate. You see the body roll in these cars as you watch Dave Poglio fending off young Jared Harbour, who's absolutely had a stellar of a year last year, and he's hoping to make up for this year. He's gone dive to the inside. Will he make that stick? As you know, the new corners, the laps, you can run wide here and hold speed. Johnny Baxter's got a little bit of gap here.
A lot of Kenda tyre squeal there, Healy. Something that you're not very used to.
No, definitely not. I'm normally parked up on the grass by now.
Yeah, that's right. One lap wonder we call you. That guy.
That guy, the 1 lap wonder. The outlap king.
Yeah, well, literally, mate. You're very good at doing that part. Well, Harbour there, still back behind him. Poglio was able to keep the horsepower. That's a Shane Cox car that's been sitting sort of out the back for 2 or 3 years with Dave Poglio. He's finally got it painted. The engine in it, I'm not sure which one he's got at the moment, had massive problems with it. There on Friday, we put rear shockers in it, front shockers in it. Then we changed the wheel alignment. Then we put some spacers, some bushes in the lower control arms. And we've got it somewhere close. It's not perfect, but mate, he finished third. He was ecstatic for that.
And he's doing a good job holding Jared. Jared's trying all different angles, trying to put him off, trying to set him up for a pass. As you know, this is very tricky to pass on in this new formation of the one raceway.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you can see literally where $21 million has gone. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I just touched Healy's leg and he jumped about 3 foot high. Sorry, mate.
That's all right, mate. As long as it's only the leg and that's all.
Yeah, that's it.
Harbour's doing everything he possibly can to work out how he can get past. As you know, it is now very hard to pass. If you these cars are a 202, very matched, rated in every way possible. As Harbour's just made that little mistake trying to be over eager just a little bit. Baxter's still holding off young Brett Osborn there.
Yeah,
Probs is doing a fantastic job because he hasn't lost that much ground from him. Normally when they're fighting and you're defending, you lose a bit of ground. Ash Parker is sitting in right behind him waiting. Glenn Deering's making his way up through the field from having
Mark
left
Baxter.
hand.
Mark Baxter's
got Mark
in
Baxter
front of
there.
him. So this is absolutely fantastic. We've got timed races. Yesterday we had 2 practices, a qualifying and a race in the afternoon.
Yep.
When it was about 36 degrees, and that was in the shade. And today it's certainly a lot cooler. It's around about 21 degrees, and beautiful time to go racing. And mate, you've turned up early. It's good to see you.
Mate,
bright-eyed, bushy tail.
I got down here as quick as I could, and here goes Deering making a move on. But he doesn't get it done, unfortunately.
No, he certainly does. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Here we go, side by side, the teammates there, and Osborn transfer, the leather doctor. You need your leather upholstery repaired or fixed or just updated or whatever. It goes to the upholstery guy. That's the guy who's leading the race in the 51 car. Keep an eye on him. And we also got Brett Osborn, his teammate. You can almost say these 2 guys are lovers. They're side by side, door handle, bumper to bumper, and they don't kiss.
Well, they're brothers from another mother, you can say.
Yeah, that's it.
They get on great. They love their sport. They're great for our sport as well. Been fantastic supporters. They love to race against each other. They done fantastically well last year in the 4-hour, taking out the 4-hour together. So these guys know exactly what's going on. Johnny's been a previous champion. Brett, obviously, a multiple champion as well. And great to see them starting off the season with 2 fantastic cars taking off. And here we go again. Both of them, we got side by side in first, second, third, fourth. How good is this? Can Harbour hold that line? So the best part about this track now, you can hold out wide here, and if you're inside, you actually lose a bit of speed, and this is the corner where you can lose it. But it looks like Harbour might have done that because you can. But if you hold your line here on the outside into this corner here, you can actually get the inside running. But Harbour's done the job. He's got past Proglio, and well done.
And also Osborne's got past his teammate as well, almost at the same time.
Yep.
2 little relays of cars happening there. So Brett Osborn has finally got in front, but I'm sure little Johnny will keep an eye on him there. Like I said, Harbour, he's got to concentrate and just look in the front windscreen only. We've got Deering still behind Mark Baxter there, Baxter coaches.
Yep, the old.
So it's the story is the bus lines, you could say, can't you? Osborn buses and also Baxter coaches.
That's it.
So Musselbrook and in Sydney.
Deering's doing the best he can. He's trying different lines as well. Darren Parker sitting in behind them, and then you got Jason Johnson, who's in the new painted car that was shown to us last year in the last round. So he's trying to do bigger and better things this year as well. It's good to see him back. As you know, there's a lot of cars missing this week. There's only 13 cars here at one Raceway, which is a bit of a shame, but we move on.
Yeah, well, you certainly do, and that's one thing I've got to ask you. So how's your team going for you and your son? Will you be at the next race meeting at Eastern Creek?
No, unfortunately, I don't think we will be racing until the Nationals. I believe it's because we couldn't make this one, and we're also overseas in one of the rounds, so it's pointless really to race in the sense of for a championship.
Points, yep.
So we'll save our money and build some motors. We had a big 2024, mate, as you know, with Bathurst, Tasmania and all that. So, yeah, we won't be probably on the track.
All right, fair enough then, but it's fantastic. Father-son, father-son,
Oh,
father-son, HQ Racing, affordable excitement. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Exactly right. I got to do it with my father, and now I get to do it with my son. Just as Darren Parker is doing it with Ash, and Darren Parker now all over Mark Baxter and Jason Johnson tying into the back of that as well. So these boys are really having fun. That's what I love about HQ Racing. Everywhere you look, there is a race, there is a position trying to be taken.
Certainly, you can certainly see there's a massive change in the track where we've just been watching those cars going through. Glenn Dering's in front of Baxter. Then we've got the
Mark Baxter, Jason Johnson, Darren Parker there.
Darren Parker, the president, sorry.
Yep.
President of New South Wales. That's what I was trying to spit out. So good to see him in the 26 car, and because his son is up in front of him and doing extremely well. So the weather is a lot kinder for us today, ladies and gentlemen. The temperature gauge won't be reading as hot as it was yesterday. The cars were coming in at around about 190, 195, 200. I heard someone say that yesterday. It was damn hot. It really was. So good, clean racing.
Jason Johnson limped in yesterday too as well. So he had issues yesterday.
Yep, he certainly did. He had a balancer coming off the front of the engine. So that balancer is on the front of the engine, which drives the fan belt, the water pump, and also the alternator.
And we also had Gordon McClay.
Yeah, we had a few issues, but mate, that's what it's all about. You know, you can't be perfect, as you know.
And here we go, Peter Simonson, with young Jake Deering there.
Yeah.
How good's that Peter Simonson car? The old Gary Foreman car, still in the same livery. Peter, if you ever get a chance to talk to Pete and his mates, Pete, and they're fantastic for our category. This is what I love about our category, is the people that are in it are absolutely brilliant. Young Jake, he's putting it sideways. He's doing the best he can to get past him at good racing. That's what like I said, it's racing everywhere. This is down the back towards the 11th and 12th, and there's fighting everywhere. And that's
it's a race within a race.
It's
and
exactly
we've got the front
right.
guys racing, 3rd, 4th racing, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th racing, and then we've got these two guys here. And thank you, Blendline, once again for doing Motorsport Grassroots TV. It's absolutely brilliant. We're sitting outside here. We've got the tent on top of us. We can hear the noise of the cars. You might be able to hear it through our intercom of me coughing. I couldn't get my finger on the button quick enough.
There's a cough button there, and he couldn't do it, but that's all right.
Yeah.
There you go. Young Jake Deering gets the job done against Peter Simonson. And they're fairly both of them very new to the sport, and they're loving it, and they're having a lot of fun. And like I said, best part about HQ Racing is that we do have Blendline TV that gives everyone that opportunity to see how great our category is. All young Deering makes a mistake there, and then Peter Simonson capitalises and gets that position back.
Dives down the inside. There you go.
11th and 12th spot. Everywhere you look, there's a dicer, there's a race, there's a position change. That's what I love about HQ Racing.
Just having a look at the lap times, we can physically see it there on the leaderboard. 1.1. Osborn has now broken the shackles from Baxter. Harbour, you can see, is about 1.8 seconds behind him. Dave Poglio is still there. And then we've also got Ash Parker there in the 40 car.
Yeah, Dave Proglio's just dropped off a touch there, and same as young Parker. But the top three are not far behind each other. Osborn, like you said, the 1.1 gap, which gives him that little bit of comfortability with 4 minutes to go in the race. And then you got Jared Harbour's only 1.8 behind them. So he's right up, he'd be very close to Baxter and putting pressure on him after making a couple of mistakes. And I suppose that's the only thing with Jared. He's just got to learn to get a little bit more patient. Yep. And try and, although, mate, he's young and he's an out-and-out racer. Here we go again, young Deering doing the best he can to try and get past Simonson. And that's what I love about racing. These two will get out of the car, have the biggest smile on their face, and they're racing for 10 and 12, 11 and 12. And I'm telling you now, I'll go up and shake their hand because they're doing a great job. Oh, here we go. Oh, something's wrong.
Harbour.
Just as I said.
Harbour's car.
Oh, no,
he's doing a bit of finger pointing there and all the rest. I'm not sure.
He's waving. He's coming in. No, he's pulling it off to the side.
Yep.
Oh no. Commentator. Did I just give him the commentator's curse? We were just talking about him.
Yep.
And he's come off, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's definitely had an issue, problem or whatever. there's no power. The engine has switched itself off. So it'll be interesting to have a talk to him, see whether it's something simple has fallen off of it, or whether it's got a bit of an oil leak or an alternator problem.
Definitely. Hopefully it's something simple, easy to fix, just like some of the silly issues that happen with us where a coil lead comes off or a little switch breaks, a 20-cent plug that breaks. But here we go again. Deering doing the best he can to get on the outside of Peter Simonson, and he's going to get there. He's working, he's got it, yes. Oh no, he's gone too hot. He's gone out wide. Track limits, he's still out wide. Peter's giving him room. And this is, again, great racing for two people that are quite new to the sport and loving it.
Yep, that is fantastic. Righto, what is a Holden HQ? It's quite easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 6-cylinder Holden, single carby, 3-speed gearbox, and the diff can be Banjo or Salisbury. What does that mean? It means a 1-tonner, it means a V8 or a 6-cylinder, okay? 355 diff ratio, down the front chute, pulling around about 5, 6, 5, 7,000 revs. And we
oh, there goes young Deering. There's something. I've seen a lot of fluid coming out of the back of that car as well.
Deering's car has all of a sudden spewed out a lot of fuel. And now, whether the fuel caps come off or something like that, which has then made there is a car there spin. Hopefully he can fire that car up and get that going again, the 173 car.
We got green flags after that event, so that's...
202 out of 173 in it,
that's it.
Or a 202, and that's what Harbour is. So I can just see out the corner of my eye there that Jared Harbour's mum's walking down to see what's happened to her son, especially the car anyway.
And they're fantastic.
Very worried and very motivated. She is. She absolutely loves it. Equity Views.
The Equity Views has been fantastic for HQ Racing New South Wales.
Just saw then, Johnny Baxter's right behind Osborn. Johnny Baxter is now right on the boot.
That was the checkered flag. We missed the checkered flag, but that's all right.
Jeez, that was close.
Great win for Brett Osborn, followed by Johnny Baxter, and then Progs bringing up third place. We see Brett Simpson just got pinned over there in the line.
Look how close that was from first to second. 0.280.
I'm not sure why the checkered flag is coming out so early. It's 35 seconds to go still. So I'm not sure.
Missed out on the lap, but we'll get more this afternoon.
I wonder what the go is there, but anyway, it is what it is. Maybe they brought it out because of the car sitting in the middle of the road. If they bring out the safety, the yellows, it means it's no difference anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly right. And that was race control. Well done.
It's probably exactly
right.
They
can see more than what we can.
Exactly right, mate. So, exactly right. We're
well done, race control. That totally makes sense with it all. It makes it very simple and easy. It looks like Deering was unable to fire that car up. There was a lot of fuel came out of the back of that car, so they'll be checking that to make sure that's rectified and fixed. Mate, we've got a race happening later on this afternoon. HQ's got presentation and trophies and all that as well. But I understand the track has also got its presentations as well for all the classes as well this afternoon. I've been up there and had a look at some of the trophies. Race 1, well done, mate. It's a brand new track. There's a few issues and a few dramas. We can always understand that. But we can all work together and make it an absolute benefit and come back bigger and better next time.
Absolutely.
So thanks that guy, Wayne Healy, David Amel,
and
HQ's Osborn's.
And
Transport.
Looking forward to race 3 this afternoon. And welcome back here at One Raceway for the HQ Race 3, brought to you by Osborn Transport and Blendline TV. Thank you very much. I'm Wayne Healy, and joining me, David Amor, here for the finale as we see Jared Harbour coming out after having a gearbox issue, a gear shifter issue. One of the linkages broke, and we had a couple of little issues, a couple of spins, and young Jake Deering's back on track as well after a loose starter motor.
Loose starter motor, he was unable to restart the car there, so they finished the lap earlier under green, and that was well done by the stewards and the officials up there in the control tower. We got race 3 for the HQ Holdens coming this afternoon. Yes, there is a couple of spits of rain on the camera, but don't worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It isn't going to rain. I'm Jane Bunn, and I should know what I'm talking about, but we'll have to wait and see. But as they start to line themselves up, and talking to that guy, Wayne Healy, beside me, mate, Brett Osborn, he's on the pace. Johnny Baxter found a accelerator linkage issue. He wasn't getting full throttle, so whether that was only for part of the race or all the race, but we just told Brett that he's coming. All right, so Johnny Baxter, keep an eye on him, the 51 car.
Absolutely, and that makes to be a race threat an absolute fantastic spectacle to come. And you got Jared Harbour and Glenn Deering coming from the back as well. Glenn Deering came from the back last one. Now you got Jared Harbour coming back from the last in virtually this race, so he's going to be coming strong. Don't forget Progs and young Ash Parker as well. Deering on fire coming through from last. He starts in 5th spot.
Yeah, he had a fantastic run. Ash Parker have changed rear tyres on that car and also changed the wheel alignment on it to try and make it handle a bit better on this brand new circuit. You know, as we all know, race one Raceway.
Definitely, and you see Johnson had an issue with a harmonic balance over the weekend, and he's got that one right. Peter Seamson. I was saying Simonson before. It's Seamson. Peter Seamson. He's lining up in the number 10 position, and you got Brett Simpson down the back as well.
They're all starting to line up, mate. Keep an eye on the 202, the fluoro green car. He has to get a rip-roaring of a start. He's got to be literally Moses parting the waves of the HQs to try and see if he can get back into the top 6 by lap 1.
And it's not going to be easy. This track is not an easy track. As the 5-second board comes out, Brett Osborn on the inside, Johnny Baxter on the outside, Dave Progs. It's a good start. Mark Baxter got a big start as well. Looks like Brett Osborn.
Yeah, it certainly has. You've got Brett Osborn and Johnny Baxter. They were talking that maybe the track, one should be on the other side of the track because you seem to have a much better run starting from, 2, 4 and 6. We'll have to wait and see how that all happens, how that all pans out. Brett Osborn at the front there. We got Baxter, we got Poglio that's done fairly well. It's a brand new car. He's had suspension issues, dramas, brakes. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money on that this weekend, and it came into my pocket, the money, but the parts went onto his car. But I tell you what, it certainly brought that car up to speed.
Look where Jared Harbour is already from near last spot. He's absolutely flying. He's in the 5th spot from near last. How good is that? He's absolutely going gangbusters, and he's on a mission. He's got although Glenn Deering in front of him is not going to make it easy. Ash Parker stepped aside and let him go, and seen how he just said, "Oh look, he's a lot faster. I might just try and follow him and keep me into the race."
Mate, the idea is he's driving it like he stole it at the moment. He certainly is. He's done what we were hoping for him to do, pass at least 6 or 7 cars from the rear of the field. Now he's right on the back of Deering. So this is fantastic. He can see only 150 metres in front of him. That's where Brett Osborn is. That might as well be 1 mile away at the moment. But, mate, he's close. He can sniff the exhaust fumes and things like that as they go up around the corner. Now, this track, it's the first time the HQs have raced here. It's fantastic that we're back. It's all happening. Facilities, unbelievable. It's a massive change, mate. It's like a makeover on you. It's hard to believe what a difference they have done.
Well, $20 million, probably more than a makeover for me.
Yeah, almost enough.
But again, I'm just watching here. David Proglio is doing a fantastic job in the car that he's developing. It's not his original car, and he's doing an absolute fantastic job holding out Glenn Deering. But Glenn is putting on a lot of pressure, and right behind them is Jared Harbour waiting for the mistake, and hopefully he'll pounce. But like you said, Jared Harbour on a mission. David Proglio, I should say, but we all call him Progs. He's holding out Glenn Deering. But the two boys, while they're doing that, the two boys up front in the Osborn transport cars, Brett Osborn and John Baxter, starting to creep away.
They certainly are just a little bit. The two sisters' cars, but it's absolutely fantastic. Dave Proglio, his other car is still in the panel shop. He done front-end damage on that very early last year, and it's still not finished. So he got the panel beater to spray this one. This is a Shane Cox car that raced a few years ago.
Big move on the outside there.
Doing well. Twin headlight, the Premier.
Absolutely fantastic move there by Jared Harbour. Takes Glenn Deering on the inside, just coming up before the horseshoe up there. And he's got now Dave Progs in his sights. Progs has just got to concentrate on trying to get on the back of John Baxter. And if he can do that, then it keeps him into the race. Here we go.
We've got Johnson there. We've got
Johnson and Darren Parker.
And Darren, that one's Darren, yeah. Darren, twin headlight. Of course, the old man would have the Premier.
Oh, I got
and the son's got the Belmont.
Yeah. So he might have the looks. As Darren's all about the looks.
Yes, he is. Yeah, pretty boy.
And but his son's all about the speed.
Oh, of course he is. He certainly is. So they're doing extremely well. You can see there Johnson there in the 10 car, and that's the president there, Darren Parker there in the 26 car. The teal blue, or pretty blue we call it. So, and coming, he's certainly making those Kenders and the Pettis suspension work themselves.
Coming down trying the short way, and he probably didn't get the run off he wanted there. And then I believe that'd be Gordon McLeod sitting in behind him.
Yeah, you can certainly see, you know, the pit garages, they've been updated. They're still there, but they've been updated and certainly made a lot better and a lot healthier, and, you know, neat garages again on the pit straight.
Well, as we said, Jared Harbour was definitely going to come from the back, and I couldn't believe he's already in the 4th spot within 3 laps of this race. We've still got 12.5 minutes to go, and he's flying. Dave Proggs has got to do a lot of work to try and keep him out. As I was going around and talking to the boys, asking about the track, what do they think about the track, and they absolutely love the track. They think the track's fantastic to drive. It's a really good driving track. Problem is, not the best passing track anymore. So, I mean, these are HQs. They'll find a way. They will find a way to get past you. Right? And there is a bit of precipitation falling.
Yep.
I can feel it themselves.
You've got to realise, mate, it's the first time. The guys will now, over the period of this year, will come and do some test days and try some different laps, some different corners, different speeds, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, that's all we use. 2nd and 3rd, it's a 3-speed box for the HQ Holdens, and just see what's got to work. We've come here, it's a blank canvas, and we've started the masterpiece already.
And as I can see, he is all over. He's just waiting for David Proglio to make a mistake. Dave is a very good driver and doesn't make many mistakes at all. So I believe Jared's just going to have to bide his time or pick the right time or get a better run out of a corner and grab him. But as you can see, Osborn's pulled out in front, and he's absolutely now made a 1.2 second gap on Johnny Baxter, which then has opened up a 2 second gap to David Proglio. So the two boys out front, unless Johnny Baxter still hasn't got that field problem, I can't see him catching Brett Osborn, who has been dominating HQ racing in New South Wales for many years, and I believe he'll do it for many more years to come if he keeps going.
Yeah, mate, he's keen. The old man is still very, very keen. You know, they're still sponsoring up to 11 years in New South Wales HQ, Osborn's Transport. They're a small group of guys, you could say. They're from Musselbrook, up there near the mines and all that. Here we go, Jared Harbour. He's starting. He's making. Oh, look at Polgio. He's got dinner plates as eyes, mate, in that helmet. So he's certainly keeping an eye on Harbour.
This is where he made the move. He made the move on Deering. Is he going to try and make the move? No. Proggs shuts the door on that. Good move. Dave Proglio is doing his best he can to hold him out. And Glenn Deering just sitting right behind him, waiting for both of them to make a mistake, and he'll pounce on them too as well. But Dave Proglio doing a fantastic job holding out Jared Harbour, who's absolutely done a great job to get where he's already from last spot.
Doing absolutely fantastic. You can see there, Poglio, 39 car. Equity Views car there, Jared Harbour. Equity Views, they're one of the big sponsors as well as Osborn's.
And now
also Mini Creek, you know, and all that. You have a look. You look at the number plates. There's sponsors there. The front guards, they're sponsors. They've got some really good sponsors and some good guys in HQs New South Wales. Really helping, supplying the club. Well, those Kenda tyres, mate, you can really see that tyre working extremely hard as they clip over that little bit of a rumble strip down the front chute. Look at Deering. Deering is getting closer. Poglio's just putting his car in the spot that he had. Oh, here we go. This is it. He's got to make Poglio wonder whether he's got to outbrake him.
You lose speed there by doing that. That's the only bad thing you can about that. And now that opens the door to Glenn Deering to even catch up again. He hasn't done it, which is good. David Proglio is doing a fantastic job steering that car and holding Jared Harbour, who's absolutely flying, trying to get past him. But Dave Proglio is doing nothing wrong, and he's keeping him out.
But Jared Harbour is doing a wonderful job not nailing Poglio.
Exactly right.
And, you know, like, look how close that is. That's bumper to bumper. That's a can of paint.
And we
sometimes.
know how good Glenn Deering is as well. So he's just sitting there waiting between. This is a fantastic battle between these three. This is for third, fourth, and fifth. And right behind them, you got Darren Parker, who's now 5-6 seconds behind Deering. And then up behind that, you got Mark Baxter, who's dropped off a little bit. But behind that, you got Johnson and I believe that
Darren Parker
right behind them. So
Darren Parker's lost a bit of speed, mate.
Yeah, Darren Parker's, I'm not sure what's happened there. Oh, there we go. That is Jake. I believe that is Jake Deering. He's parked it up on the side. There's an issue there. Has he got it going? I know he had an issue with his flywheel too, so the starter mode, he couldn't start it last time, and that's why they brought out the checkered flag early. Hopefully he can get that car going, or he's in a safe spot where they can keep the green flag.
Well, they did put another starter motor on it. I made sure they did do something with that starter motor. They put another starter motor on it. It started in the pits. It started in pre-grid. So let's hope that he can get it restarted again.
Absolutely.
Darren Parker in screen, Johnson behind
that's
him.
Ashton Parker.
Oh, sorry, that's a 26
Oh, no, that
car.
is, sorry, you're right, sorry. They need to change something there.
Every now and again, I'm right, mate. And Johnson right in behind them, number 10 car. As we can see there on the screen, they're fighting. We've got to make sure we get this part right. They're fighting for
8th and 9th.
8th and 9th position there.
Absolutely. That is a really nice car. Johnson's been building this new car up over the last 12 months, and he's changed livery from the purple and yellow car that he ran last year. That's now moved on to a new driver, Daniel Gowdry, who's going to be joining us in the next round, I believe.
In Sydney? Oh, yes, that's fantastic.
So that's just good.
Because, mate, there is 6 or 8 cars that is missing.
Oh, minimum.
Right? Minimum. There's no Harrison, there's your 2 cars, there's his car you spoke about, there's also other guys as well.
There's Buckley.
Dave Allen, I saw him in the pits. He said
the Mole Brothers.
The Mole Brothers, well, I think there might only be 1 car for them, Command Digital, throughout the year. Probably the meeting before or just the Nationals. Have to wait and see. But yeah, mate, we're just picking 6 or 7 without even trying.
Yep, Adam
Over
Leach.
start finish line.
Big shout out to Adam Leach. Hope you're healing well, son.
Yes, yeah. I'll be sitting down, having a chuckle and a laugh, and taking things gently.
Absolutely. Osborn's now opened up a 3.5 second gap to second spot, and then 5 seconds from there you've got Baxter in with Proglio. But those 3 behind him, as we can talk now, as you can see on the screen, Proglio, Harbour and Deering hasn't changed. But let me tell you, this is as close as racing as you get as HQ Racing for New South Wales goes. This is the final race of the day here at One Raceway, brought to you by Osborn Transport. Thank you to Blendline TV for the fantastic coverage that we get for HQ Racing all around Australia.
Oh, for sure, Blendline TV. They were at Sandown like I was last weekend. This weekend you can see they're up here at Wakefield Park.
Oh, he's got a run, Jared Harbour. Sorry to jump in there.
Much better run, mate.
He's got a nice run. He's trying to get the side draft, and if he gets a side draft and don't stop. This looks perfect. This looks perfect.
Yep, perfect, yes. Has he got it?
If he holds,
yeah, I reckon
he hold it out? He's got it.
I reckon he's got
Broggs has gone very wide there, and he's given up the spot. I think the only mistake he's made, and it was just through the pressure of great driving from Jared Harbour. But those two
certainly was. We can see the I Gutter car there. You need your roofing done. See I Gutter there in Blackdown, Sydney. Anywhere really. Glenn Deering does fantastic work.
I can vouch for that.
Put your water in one spot.
I can vouch for that because he's done my house and he's done a fantastic job too.
Real good to see. Okay, Poglio.
As they're coming up to lap traffic.
He's got to wait on Glenn Deering himself. So I Gutter, number 4 car. Number 439 car there. That's 4th and 5th. There, that's a lap car there.
Well done, Brett Simpson. Just moving the side.
Just getting out the way. Well done, Brett. That's the idea of it there. Perfect.
He's improved every year he's jumping in the car. He's getting better and better. Young Brett Simpson. And I love his passion, and I love seeing him at the track. And he's always a great fella to talk to, and he's great for HQ Racing.
Well, I won't say how old he is. Maybe we've got young kids in there at 18 years old, and we've got some oldies up to 70 years old in the HQs throughout Australia.
Correct.
Absolutely fantastic. We've got, granddads. We've got dad and son teams in Victoria. We've got dad and son teams in New South Wales. And everything. We've got mate versus mate. Door handle, bumper to bumper. It's all about HQs, isn't it?
Mate, and that's what makes this so great, this category, with the family, camaraderie, the friendships, the father-sons, the father-daughters, the brother-sister teams that are all out there and racing all around Australia and HQs. And there's plenty of HQ racing around Australia in every state. There's still plenty of cars. You can get a hand on one. They're quite affordable, to around the 15 to 20,000 get you a car ready to race. And you can go HQ racing all around Australia.
Yep, you certainly can. Go on the tracks exactly the same as the V8 Supercars was. And wasn't, I'll take your hat off, and I take my hat off very often. How good was the V8 Supercars last night?
Fantastic,
mate. That was awesome.
Unbelievable racing.
We were at the Astor pub and there was 4 tables. Checkered flag, checkered flag. Whoa, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That checkered flag has come out very, very early.
Okay.
We've missed it, I'm sorry.
Again, they've brought out the checker flag now. Going by our times, it's 3 minutes. I'm just not understanding why they're doing that. Again, that's sort of like frozen spanner in the works. That Jared Harbour was doing a great job. But as you said, Osborn was never going to be caught. Well done. Congratulations to Brett Osborn taking the checkered flag. Johnny Baxter in 2nd spot. And Jared Harbour from virtually last in 3rd. David Proglio 4th. Glenn Deering 5th.
Yep, and it looks like the Deering car there is stranded. So
maybe that's why they brought it out. I can't understand why they did it, though.
It's definitely out of the way anyway.
It's definitely out of the way. So pay big money to entry fees and then they cut it short on you, mate. So I know that'll be frustrating for the drivers and their teams, but it is what it is.
It is, but we'd like to thank One Raceway. We'd like to thank Glenline TV, all the flaggies and everything, all the volunteers. Because without volunteers, we wouldn't go racing anyway. We'd have to stay home and mow the lawns. That's something that you're very allergic to. And it gives us an opportunity. We've actually got a racetrack back up and going in New South Wales. So well done to the money you spent. There's still a lot more money to be spent, I understand. But I'll tell you what, we're moving in the right direction. New South Wales has got its 2nd racetrack back, so absolutely brilliant.
And for a dominant race state, it's great to see it back. Once again, thank you to Osborn's Transport for covering and sponsoring and helping out New South Wales HQ Racing. But a big shout out to Blendline TV and all their cameramen and crew that we can get to watch HQ Racing. And that's it from here at One Raceway for HQs right now. And we'll like to see you all next month at Sydney Motorsport Park for the 2nd round of the HQ Racing.